Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Jay.
I'm Boye.
And today we have a special guest, Mr. Lim Lima.
Lim Lima.
Yeah. What up? What up?
I think he's watching porn while we're doing this. And this is Crapper's This is Crapper's Delight.
Hold on.
Pretty good.
While we talk about getting drunk, John is playing with his junk.
Nice.
Guilty.
As we mentioned, today's episode, we'll be talking about intoxication, right? All the times that we have not been in the most sober-minded states, right?
Yep. There's plenty of them, right? Plenty.
Yeah, man.
What? When you say intoxicated, we're talking about like
Pick your poison.
anything?
Yeah, we can talk about anything you'd like. What do you want to talk about?
Shit, I didn't know. All right. First, okay. I'll ask the do you guys like the furthest I've ever gone was well actually no, I've gone further. Was MDMA.
MDMA.
Right?
Mm.
But my MDMA trip wasn't anything like to write home about. It was like it kind of made me feel a little bit like happier, but like it was just like there wasn't any. I didn't feel super different, so I guess it was. There's no story attached to it, but like I do have a really funny mushroom story. Like I don't know if you guys. Yeah, I'm sure you guys.
You got a couple of. I think you got a couple of.
I think I've
tried that before. I think
so, yeah, that's right. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe once.
Mushrooms? Is that how you say
that?
Mushrooms?
Did you say chum chum choom? Chum chum choom?
Chum chum? All right, go ahead.
So anyway, so I'll keep it relatively short because this is a pretty long escapade. But basically, we were in Montreal and I had lost my wallet previously, like that night. I was like, "Fuck!" I was kind of down in the dumps because everyone was going down to the strip club. They were going to the clubs, and I couldn't get in.
Super Six.
Yeah, Super Six Club, Super Six. Come on, baby. What's it called? Anyway, so like I was like fucking bummed out. So I was like, fuck, okay, let me try and find weed because like I didn't really smoke weed at the time, and it was like, oh yeah, let's do weed, right? Like it was a big thing. So I was like, where the fuck am I? I don't know anyone in Montreal, so where the fuck am I gonna find weed? So my buddy decided to join me because he was like, I don't want to go to strip club, I don't want to go to club. I was like, okay, cool. So we had this super smart idea to go fuck into the streets and just ask people around, like ask who we thought, like people who we thought would have weed. We would ask them. It was like we were just asking for a fucking to get our ass jumped, right?
Yep.
Luckily, we fucking pull up to this like it looks like Washington Square Park, and my buddy's like, "Yo, I bet you that guy has weed," and I'm not gonna say like what he looked like, but. He looked like a guy. When I saw him, I was like, "Yeah, that guy got fucking weed for sure." Right? So even if he's not fucking selling, he's smoking it, and maybe we can pinch some up, right? So he ended up. My buddy goes over there. He's like, "Yo, do you got any weed?" And he's like, "Nah, got shrooms though." And I was like, "Oh fuck, this is like heavy," because I had not taken them before. My buddy did. He's like, "Yeah, like I've taken them." Taken them before, like, but we really gotta trust shrooms from like fucking around. Like, weed is one thing, right? It's either weed or oregano, right? Like,
Yep.
But mushrooms, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, it's a bad trip, right? And you don't know your dosage, you don't know like all this stuff. Like, things can get fucking hairy, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck it, let's just do it, right? So we ended up buying weed off of them, and we didn't know again like how much of the shit we were supposed to take, right? Like, we didn't even ask them.
You bought shrooms, you mean? English. You got shrooms off them.
We got shrooms off of them.
Yeah.
And this is your first time.
This is my first time doing shrooms.
Oh my god!
And I was like,
and both of you didn't do it before.
No, he's done it before.
Okay,
but
he's done it. As
like,
long as one of you has done it, then I'm like,
yeah.
So we basically half whatever we got, and it was in like a little dime bag. Just took half. So I like thinking back, maybe it was like a gram and a half each, maybe a gram each, which is kind of light, but you're tripping at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like now that I know like dosage and stuff like that, it's like when I think back on it, it's like, yeah, that would have got me fucked up today.
Yeah.
Right?
Did he give you all stems, or was it like you get some
There
cap in
was
there?
shake? Was it
There was a
shake?
cap in there. There was a cap in
A
there.
little shake.
Literally-
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally split the cap, and then one guy took the shake, one guy took the stem because that's how it was broken up. And then we like the whole night I was like fucking tripping balls. Like people like, you know, the commercial. I don't know if you see the commercial where that 70s show where he's looking at the mom, and the fucking wall behind her is
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck. But then that shit started happening to people's faces. Like their faces
shit.
starting getting
Yeah,
distorted
yeah.
and shit. I was like, what is going on? And like it just never fucking ended. Like we went to McDonald's, that shit was happening. Then we went to a shawarma place, that shit was happening. Like I was hearing things in the McDonald's like all the way across the room. I was like, yo, I don't even want to be. And this lasted for, I was so conscious of not wanting to be high, maybe an hour in, and the
Oh fuck.
3
man.
hours
Yeah.
remaining of fucking being high.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want this anymore. I was like,
I'm just getting anxiety just thinking.
Yeah,
about
dude.
it.
yeah. So that's why I don't know. Like I was so weary of doing shrooms again, but then I ended up doing them. I mean, properly dosed, it's actually wicked. It's so much fun. You're not like tripping balls like that. You're just like, you know, I don't know. Anyways, that's my high escapades.
Well, what do you got, John? You got any experiences with being intoxicated of some sort?
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think of like now it's like now I'm trying to zone in on one substance, and I'm trying to label
One substance.
which substance should we talk about right now?
Yeah, hey, we have
It's open
plenty
forum,
of,
man. Open
yeah,
forum. You know?
plenty of time.
Yeah,
Plenty of time. yeah.
Don't worry, you're the
No,
only one.
You
You're
go
the,
first. Yeah, you go first. You go first.
It's okay. You're the only one that's going to hear this later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go first. So I guess the worst trip, or like one of the most like craziest ones, it was we were at a club, and this is during my clubbing days where I used to go clubbing a lot, and we were at there, and then some guy goes, "Yo, man, you want some yay?" And I'm like, "Yo, all right, yeah, I'll do some yay, yeah, sure." And then he handed me this little baggie. A little key. I guess we're getting friendly, right? This is okay. This is a safe zone. I can talk like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing you know, cops are at my door. Anyway, so they're like, yeah, here you go. And they gave me a bag and they gave me a key, and I just did a little bump in the middle of the floor, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess. And I'm like, this feels weird. Like there's no kickback. There's nothing like, hitting me. I'm like, this is weird. And then, we're just partying, whatever. And then the guy's like, hey, man, you want some more yay? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he gave me another bump. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is so shit. Like, I don't feel anything. Normally, you feel it, like, right away. So I've heard. I've heard that you're supposed to feel it right away. So then I'm, like, so pissed off. I walk up to this guy. I'm like, yo, man, can I get some more, man? Because I don't feel anything. He's like, yeah, you don't? I'm like, yeah, man, this is the worst yay I've ever had. So I freaking grab it. I go to the washroom. I do, like, 2 or 3 bumps this time. Same thing. Nothing fucking happens. I go back to him. I'm like, I handed back his bag. I'm like, dude, this is the worst fucking yay I've ever had in my fucking life. Like, for the first time. And then he goes, he's like, yay? Dude, I don't have any yay. This is K. He's like, this is special K. And I'm like, what? And as soon as he said that, it's like the whole room just went, and just went into a fucking hole. And everyone, I couldn't hear anyone. I couldn't see anyone. It was just like a little hole like this that I was looking through. And I was just looking at this guy's face. And I'm like, what the shit? And I'm tripping out. And then I remember this guy's like, yo, man, let's go for a smoke. And this guy did it too. And he didn't know either. So both of us are tripping out. And like we're trying to walk from where we are in like the VIP section or whatever, the booth, and we're trying to walk across the dance floor so we can go outside to the smoking area. So we're walking through, and I'm thinking, I'm just walking like this. But then someone told me like another day later that when we were trying to get through to the crowd, we were walking like like all fucking like messed up, like not even like looking like normal people. And then we got outside, we're just chilling there, and apparently I was like shaking back and forth. And then my buddy's like, "Yo, I gotta take a piss." And like, again, these are what other people were around us that weren't on K were telling us, and they're like, "Yeah, he just had to take a piss." So he fucking pulled down his pants outside in the smoking area and just started taking a leak in front of like these girls. And these girls were like complaining, like, it's gross, And then I'm like, oh, fuck. So then as the night goes on, like one of my other buddies, he's sober. He's just like, yo, man, we got to go. I'm like, all right, fine. So then he props me up in the back of his car. And then I'm fucking like sitting there rocking back and forth. And then he told me that I kept going, oh, my mom is going to be so mad at you. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because you're bringing me home high.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, man. So that was a good K experience, I guess. Yeah, it was a lot.
Like, so K, what is K? Is what trank?
Yeah, it's like
tranquilizer.
There's a ketamine, like cat
Ketamine,
fucking cat tranquilizer or pet tranquilizer type stuff. And dude, like it's exactly what like they say K-hole, like it's exactly that. Like the whole like fucking room just fucking zoomed out and like went into this little microscopic like freaking circle, and I couldn't hear anything. Like the whole room was quiet. I could just hear my own heartbeat, and it was just, dude, it was a crazy trip. Like I wasn't even ready for it, like that was the messed up part.
Yeah, no shit. If you're not prepared for it,
man,
that's like a bad trip.
Yeah, dude. So, all right, Johnny, you're up.
So I was just thinking about like it's crazy to think now of how challenging it was to score back in our days.
Yeah, man.
Even if like you know what I mean. Like now, like I mean now we're older and everybody's got a guy, but grabbing from complete strangers. I was thinking about Boye's story, and I remember one time we were chilling out by. I was with a bunch of my old swimming friends, and we were chilling out by what's that neighborhood close to Square One, where they have all the condos and apartment buildings, and it's
like Sussex
Wood or no the Woods, the Wood. It's like the opposite corner of Burnham Thorpe and Highway 10.
Talking about like Credit Valley,
Sherwood,
Credit Valley. No, okay. yeah, Sherwood Town, Credit Valley.
Yeah.
I think it's Credit Valley. And we were chilling out by the one of the rec centers in the parking lot, and we're just like, fuck, we need to get, we just need to score. We just need to get some weed.
Yeah.
And one of my boys was just like, all right, I'm going to go up into this apartment building, and whatever, we'll see what we can find. And there was four of us, and I remember it was me, my brother, our buddy Alt, and this guy Steve. And we went up into the apartment building, and we ended up seeing the Jamaican dudes, and they were just chilling, the dreads and stuff like that in the hallway. And we're just like, yo, we just want a dime. We just want to get a dime. So then the guy's just like, he kisses his teeth real long, and he's like, all right, I got some for you. And like back in the day, we always want to get it where it's like in a bud. And because you obviously you want to break it up yourself and roll it yourself and stuff like that. But this guy just handed us, a split.
A joint, yeah.
So we're just like, all right, fine, fuck it, whatever. We give him, I don't know, it's like $5 or $10 or whatever, and we take off and we're chilling down by the parking lot, and we're outside and we're just chilling at the playground. And my boy, he's just like, he grabs the spliff and he starts, sparking it, and he's smoking it, and then he starts passing it around. And then when it gets to me, I'm like, I remember smoking. And then all of a sudden you start hearing this like crackling. And I'm just like, we're like, what the fuck? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
So it just smells like weed, but then it's like crackling. So we're just like, whatever. We just keep passing the joint around. And I remember just getting fucking wasted. And all of a sudden I get that same feeling that you got, Jay, where it's like pure tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And I just remember that night because after we blazed, we went to the store to get some snacks and stuff like that, and we drove down there, and then my boy Alt that was driving, he was just like, I can't fucking drive anymore. He's like, we're too fucked. And I don't know, I was probably like 14 at the time, and these guys, like my brother was like 17, 18. These guys are a little bit older and and have a little bit more tolerance than I do. But I remember all of us, like, we were just so fucked up, and we all just started tripping, and we couldn't see shit, and we couldn't, like, we were like talking to each other, and we couldn't fucking see each other, and it was like all fucked up. And then it turns out that we ended up fucking trying Cocoa Puffs. I don't know if you guys have ever tried Cocoa Puffs, but it was like
lace.
It was like crack laced weed.
Jesus
What
Christ,
the
dude.
fuck?
Yeah, man.
I'm telling
That's
you,
crazy.
man. I've never fucking done anything like that since or before that, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember getting so fucked up that all of us were just chilling at this park, and everybody was just like, "Yo, guys, we can't fucking fall asleep because we were just tripping." It was like, we might, if you fall asleep, you might die. And, we ended up fucking staying up the whole fucking night at the fucking park, just keeping each other awake.
It's so funny how your mind goes there. Like, yo, don't
man.
sleep. You're fucked, right? Like,
but
don't sleep. You're gonna die if you sleep.
Right? Yeah, we don't know. Like, I don't. Back in those days, I only tried smoking weed, right? So doing this other shit was like, it's fucked up.
And you didn't have internet to rely on. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have internet to find out, Google to see how I take care of this. Like, there was no such thing, right? So it's just like, you go by whatever some other guy who's just as high as you are, whatever their thoughts are. They're like, no, if you clap your hands over your head, it'll keep you awake and you'll be okay. Like that's not how it works. This is the first time I've ever done ecstasy, right? Okay. And this is at the pool hall that I used to work at. And I remember this dude, we won't say who it is, just to save that person some grace. But it's a mutual connection of ours, Boye.
Oh, okay.
They just had a baby. Anyways.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
So this dude, he had friggin' like E's, and he's like, yo, man, I need to know if these E's are good. Like, I need some guinea pigs. So he gave it to one of our other friends. I won't say his name just in case. And myself. Right. Yeah. And this is the first time I've ever done it. So I've never done it before, and I'm like, 10 minutes kick in and I'm freaking like my eyes are rolling back. I'm grinding my teeth like nonstop. And like our friend was like, not the guy that gave it to us, but our friend that we both know, and I don't want to say his name, but he gave me like a fork. He's like, here, like you keep grinding your teeth, man. Here, take this plastic fork. So I put the fork in my mouth. And then the whole time I was grinding and I fucking melted the fucking plastic, right? It got melted in my mouth. And he's like, yo, and then he said that my mouth started bleeding because I was chewing so fucking hard. Like, and then it cut up my gums in my cheek. So he's trying to fucking take the fucking fork out of my mouth. And as he's doing it, I went like this and I bit his fucking hand. And he's like, oh, what the fuck, man? He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And he's like, fuck. So then I'm fucking tripping the whole night. He's trying to take care of me, give me water, whatever. And then it comes near the end. And he's like, yo, I got to drop you off, man. So I'm going to drop you off at home. I'm like, all right, cool. So he drives me home. And then I didn't want to go in the house. So I just sat at the end of my driveway on the curb, right? Yeah. And he took off. And then my garage door was open because I had it. I clicked the clicker over and it went open. So I'm sitting at the end of my driveway. My fucking garage door is open. All of a sudden I hear the door open. And my mom is like yelling at me. She's like, hey, what are you doing? This is like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And my mom was like, what are you doing out there? And and I just like slowly get up. And then I start walking towards the end of the road. And I'm like, all right, man. Yeah, don't worry, man. I'm good. All right, take it easy, man. Right? I was pretending to say bye to someone as if they just dropped me off. And then I start walking to the garage. And my mom's like, what's wrong with you? Why are your eyes like that? What's going on? How come you look like this? And then I'm like, oh, I'm okay. And she's like, what's wrong with you? And then all of a sudden, it just went, bam! I fucking passed out. I hit my face against the wall, and then I fell backwards and just passed out in the laundry room floor. And my mom's just yelling, like, what's wrong with you? Oh my God, are you dying? What's wrong with you? Are you on yellow drugs? And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck? And then that was like the first time I've ever done E. And my mom was just like,
I was where were you in this whole time? Like, were you at a rave or like?
"No, man, I was at the pool
No,
hall
he
that I used to
said,
work at. We were just
You're not
there.
even at a rave.
I was at a rave, dude, and it was the first time I ever did it. And like, I remember they had a DJ there that night, and I'm just sitting there looking at the turntable like this, like this close to the fucking turntable, and just going like this, just watching the turntable just spin.
Yeah,
and just
you playing it. He's like, it's not even on.
How long did you work there for?
I worked there for like, I don't know, a couple of years at least, like,
Oh man,
3 or 4 years, I think. That was like my like fallback. Like, if I could never get a
that
job
place
anywhere else,
that place exposed you to a lot very quickly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Made me grow up.
0 to 100, man.
Yeah.
This said pool hall. Actually, there's a funny. This is a funny story associated with that. I remember I got my first like I got charges for possession at that pool hall. It was the fucking stupidest story. Like, my buddy, who shall remain nameless, but he is now like at a high position in, let's say,
Corporate.
not even like
Not even corporate.
Like government.
Government.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I won't go further than that. But one day, and he used to smoke so much weed. Like, I was in awe of how much weed he smoked. He would always be smoking weed. He was always be high when he's with us, right? And he had just come back from uni, and we are like, yo, let's go play some pool and shit. And he's like, yeah, okay. So my buddy was like, I was like, okay, like, yo, like, I've never smoked weed, so like, do you want to smoke weed? And he's like, yeah, man, for sure. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ask one of these guys out at that bar. I was gonna be like, I was like, yo, dude, like, do you have a dime or whatever? We're trying to smoke in the back. He's like, yeah. So like, and I knew this guy, right? So I picked it up, and I was like, yo, man, do you have any? Like, I was like, I personally never really smoked weed that much, right? So I was kind of new that I didn't have papes. It was my car, like, and my boy was just coming back from university, so he didn't have any papes on him. I was like, okay, so I grabbed some from somebody else. Like, it was just like a whole messy thing. So I go back to my car, and I'm rolling it, and I'm like, I'm just licking the glue, the adhesive. I'm like, and then as I did, I hear a knock on my window.
Oh no!
It's like fucking cops, right? The cops, and dude, it was so stupid because, like, if it was any other cop, I feel like I would have gotten off because it was only a gram. It was like it was like the whole spliff. Like, that's all that. It was probably less than a gram.
Oh jeez.
But this fucking douchebag fucking still booked me for it, and I was like so pissed. And like, I told the cop, I was like, okay, listen, I'll take the rap for this because these guys, like, if they can't get anything on the record, right? Like, let's just put it that way. I was like, I'll take the hit for it. Like, fine, but
I like how you say
wow.
this, like, you negotiated this with the cop. Like, you had so much pull. You're like, look, listen, guys, I'll fucking take the heat, okay? Just don't touch those guys.
Yeah, listen. I know Hank, okay? Okay. I don't know. I didn't know anybody. No, but like, I was just like, okay, like, I was just like, listen, like, no, all three. This is a dime, right? Like, less than a dime is a spliff. Like, we don't all have to, like, take the hit for this, man. Just like, I'm fine, right? Whatever. It's like, from what I heard back in the day, like, you could, like, one of my buddies told me, like, the first offense, you just do community service and you'll be fine, right? And then so I ended up doing community service, but those two motherfuckers owe me for life for now, because they would be in a different place if they weren't.
Exactly.
Was it just, what did they give you? They just gave you a ticket, like a fine?
Yeah, it was like a ticket. I had to go to court.
This is just a grant,
the
right? It's not
service.
like you had a fucking.
Yeah.
So I remember when we there was one time where we were driving in two cars.
Okay.
And now I don't know who if we should leave people unnamed. Who cares? Who cares? It was me and P was driving, and P at that time had sorry P. But P had he had a green car before, right?
Yeah.
And do you remember when we went to that pizza place in Brampton, and we were with it was all of us, but we were with that one dude that he's like a producer or something like that. And he was the dude that I just remember him because he always had like a katana that it was I'm not judging.
He was he was a Westerner that was very influenced by the Eastern thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even the way he dressed. Yeah. So we were at this pizza place, and we pulled up, and I remember going in. We grabbed the pizza, and then as we were coming out, me and Nico went to my car, and then the rest of you guys went to the other car. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's this like undercover cop, and he just rushes everybody. And at that point, I look at Nico. I'm like, "Yo, get in the fucking car. Let's get the fuck out of here." So jump in the car. And I remember they booked, that one guy he had quite a bit on him.
Yeah, I think
he had quite a bit of weed on him.
Yeah. Shit.
And it was a lot. They ended up giving him a ticket, and we ended up taking off. And we're driving down the road, and we're probably like, I don't know, we're probably like 5 minutes away from the pizza joint. And then all of a sudden, a next undercover pulls us over.
Oh shit!
And we're in front of like one of these old high schools in my neighborhood, North Park. And in the middle of the road, this other undercover, he's like, "Yo, get out of the car!" And he pulls me and Nico out of the car, and the guy does a full like strip search of me and Nico on the side of the road in the fucking middle of broad daylight. And luckily, I don't even know if I don't think we had anything on us, but I remember being there in my underwear on the side of North Park, and this guy's just looking for anything he can because he thinks that we're associated, with this other car. And I'm like, oh man.
Which you were.
Yeah, totally.
Which you were.
I don't know those guys. I don't know those guys.
His inquisitiveness was right.
Exactly.
I'll leave these guys too.
I'll leave us off with one more quick story. This is like back in the day, we used to do a lot of cruising. And then on this one night, it was just John and I, and we were like in his dad's was it the Fiat?
Yeah,
it was like a it was like a fucking what do you call it? But there was
Fiat Spider convertible. Yeah,
convertible. It was a convertible, right? So we're driving around Mississauga. We're like, what do you want to do? I don't know, man. Let's just fucking blaze and drive. All right, fine, cool. So we're just driving around the city, driving everywhere, getting on the highway, getting off the highway.
We went downtown.
We went to Mississauga, like around 108 back then, like Dixie and Eglinton area. Yeah. I remember we were just chilling, having such a good time, and then he's showing me how to spit over the, because we're driving so fast, and he's trying to teach me how to spit into the wind.
Into the wind.
The wind would catch it and push it back. Yeah. I would spit, and it would just land like on his dad. Because I couldn't get it was too heavy, or I wasn't spitting in the right trajectory or whatever. Anyways, so we're driving. We get onto the highway. We start driving. He's like, "All right, let's get off the highway." So then we start going towards the exit. But at the exit, there's a fucking ride program, right? And we're fucking blazing a spliff, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude! Like we still have this fucking joint." So he's like, "Toss it." So I fucking throw it, and we're fucking freaking out. And I don't know, like maybe it didn't hit us that we're in a fucking convertible. And the smell, there wouldn't be a smell. But we were so fucking paranoid. We're like, oh my god, like we're gonna be so fucking high, and she's gonna smell. Like this person's gonna smell it. So then we pull up.
Be cool, man. Just be cool, man.
Be cool, bro. So we pull up to the police officer, and the police officer goes, any drugs or alcohol tonight, right? Right? Is that what they said? Is that what they said? Any drugs or alcohol?
Yep.
And then John,
Like,
what did you reply?
No thanks.
And the officer's like, officer's like, I'm not asking if you want any. He's like,
I remember that.
I'm sorry.
Remember that. I'm like, sorry, sir. I mean, ma'am. I mean, officer. I was like,
and the cop was just like, just go, just get out of here.
She just let us go.
That was that's a quality joke though, man. Like I feel like if you really leaned into that joke, like that would have hit. Like you would have got a smirk or something.
It's so fucking funny.
I think she got a good laugh out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, she just let us
go. You know what I mean?
John the
Like,
Charmer works strikes again, man. John the Charmer in the pants off of it.
Oh shit!
Oh, there's another quick story right before it goes.
Okay.
But there's one time again we're driving around Mississauga and John picked us up. I think we just blazed, and it was me, you, and Paulo, and we're in your van. Remember your caravan that you used to have, and we get to it's at nighttime, right? So it's nighttime. We're driving, and I'm getting all rowdy in the back because normally when we get like stoned, I'm the one that gets all rowdy first. Yeah, and then we get to a stoplight, and at the stoplight, there's another car beside us. Right, and it was a guy and a girl, right? So I'm like in the back seat. It's John and Paul is in the front, and I'm in the back seat. And I start like, yo, and I'm like checking out the girl in the back seat, like, yo, I try to get her attention, like, because in my mind the whole time, I'm like, fuck, she can't see me. It's fucking tinted windows, right? So who the fuck cares, right? So I'm like, yo, and then the dude kind of like looks in my direction, and I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? So I started doing this against the fucking window, like, what? Like this. And then John's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking like fucking with this guy. He can't see me. He got tinted windows. He's like, dude, I don't have tinted windows. Because it was nighttime. So I thought the darkness was the tint. So I'm fucking going like this the whole time.
Oh,
Stupid. Oh, fuck, man.
And he turned to them like, oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm high.
It's just like I put on my fucking turning signal. I'm just like,
no, but I think what you actually did is you actually went the same speed as them just to fucking teach me a lesson. You were going the same speed. So I was just sitting there like this, trying not to look here, and like they're just beside me the whole time, like, you fucking ass.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, shit.
All right, man. I think we hit that minute mark.
Whew.
So, John, you got another one in you? You got another one in you?
All right.
Here we go. The poetic John. Seeing us out.
Oh, shit. Seeing us out.
As the high fades and we reach the end, from Crapper's Delight, our journey transcends. Thanks for rolling with us in this wild ride. Until next time, keep tripping with pride.
Oh my god, dude!
Jay, you gotta step your shit
I
up.
I can't touch that, man.
Oh shit!
Yo,
man.
we're calling you every single.
I wrote that one out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every end of our episode, we gotta freaking call you up. Be like, yo, and here's our outro.
Take it away, John.
No problem.
All right, man. Again, thank you everyone for watching. From Jay,
it's been fun.
Boy,
and
John.
Crapper's Delight. We'll see you guys soon.
Peace. It was the fucking stupidest story. Like, my buddy, who shall remain nameless, he used to smoke so much weed. Like, I was in awe of how much weed he smoked. He would always have, like, he would always be smoking weed. He would always be high when he's with us, right? And I don't smoke that much weed. Shit!
Looks like we know who it is now.
Are we gonna block that? Are we gonna block that? Oh shit!
My buddy's gonna name him.
Yo, buddy. Yo.
He's notorious for doing this. He always gets it. Fuck!